First, I'd like to ask you po about the format of newscasting sa Philippines. Do you think it is formatted directly after the American format of newscasting, either entirely or partly?
Basically, it's patterned after the American type of newscast, but through the years, there have been changes since TV Patrol is a pioneer newscast in the Philippines during the 1980s. So there were a lot of changes, particularly when it comes to giving importance to crime stories. When TV Patrol was launched in 1986, they focused more on crime stories, mga police reports, and the format was basically parang segmentized, which caters mostly to mga viewers who need help. Like there's a public service segments like Hoy Gising, Ulog ng Langit, Lingkod Bayan, doon nagsimula yun eh. So ganon, unlike the US version, mas straight news sila eh. The local versions, if you'll notice, not just ABS, but even shows in GMA, naka-segmentized yung mga portions ng show. And there's also parang emphasis on crime stories. And this have been carried from the 1980s up to now. It's still being given importance sa mga newscast. Parang ano yan eh, it's a mixture of tabloid and formal type of newscast. So it's patterned after the US version, but may mga additionals na sa Philippines.
So, sir, as a primetime news anchor, there is a premium help on looking a certain way, dressing a certain way, or talking a certain way. Do you think that that really plays a role in making news more credible?
I think so. I think so. When you're formally dressed, no, it gives you parang authority. It gives a sense of parang seriousness when you're delivering the news. You can either wear a suit or a barong Tagalog. Para at least when people watch you, they know you're talking serious stuff, no? Unlike if you're loose, di ba? Na casual, naka-t-shirt ka lang, no? Parang people won't tend to not take you as seriously when you're wearing casual clothing. So, ganun talaga ever since naman eh, since the 1920s, 1930s, talagang formal na talaga yung mga pag-newscast eh. Unlike if you're doing the morning show. When you're doing the morning show, they're more casual eh. Parang you can wear polo lang na open like this, na pwede ka mag-news, ganun. It depends on the occasion. If you're covering, like when we cover mga typhoon special coverages, we're not as formal because it's urgent, parang hindi naman ganun kumbaga organized lahat ng mga babasahin mong news items. And it's so ironic din na you're in a formal attire, but at the same time you're covering mga nawala ng bahay, nawala ng tirahan. So you have to adjust. Like if I go out, when I do remote coverage, I don't wear suits. I wear t-shirts, polo, kasi you have to adapt dun sa situation where you're in. But if you're in the studio, mas formal yung outfit mo.
Because you used to do morning news before.
Yes,
yes.
Yes.
Sir, how did you change your style of telling the news from when you did morning news to what you do now?
It's basically the same eh. Not much change. Siguro it's more of the the outfit that you wear in the morning show, but the way I deliver the news and the way I cover, it's basically the same. Not so much change. Kasi in the morning show, it's parang hindi naman siya isang standard format lang eh. With the morning show, you can be casual, at the same time you can be serious. So it depends on the segment eh. In the morning show, there's a news segment. When you're doing the news segment, you're more formal. But when you're doing the show itself, it's casual.
Okay, sir, in the US, each major network represents a certain ideology. Like, for instance, Fox News, it's pro-Republican, and CNN is known to be pro-Democrat. Here in the Philippines, there are also several networks to choose from when you listen to the news. Does ABS-CBN subscribe to a certain ideology, and how does it encourage the audience to choose to watch them over the other networks?
What's your perception of ABS? Let me ask you, how do you see ABS-CBN? Is it parang biased for any?
Well, actually, I wouldn't really know the context within here. For me, I don't really see it towards any like ideological leanings. Pero I don't know what the stand of.
It depends kasi on the perception of the outsider, the viewers. From an insider's point of view, I would say na there's no there's no talagang ideology that we follow or support, unlike what you're saying in the States, no? But here in the Philippines, I don't see it. Basically, kasi all media, most media institutions like ABS, GMA, the Philippine Daily Inquirer, the Philippine Star, and other forms of media, they're basically critical, critical of all, not just the Gloria administration, but all administrations, even in the past. If you look at the background, we've always been critical of things that are unfavorable to the masses. If a politician is involved in anomaly, hindi namin kinukonsente yun. We do stories about it, expose it. We also, in a way, parang critic din, no? yung scandal na yun in the form of a newscast, of a report. But you must also remember that ABS-CBN is not just TV. We also have radio, we have